Okay, welcome, Selena. Give everybody a few minutes to pile in, whoever's going to join us. Welcome, Kathy. Anybody else wear glasses? Have days where you just can't get the bastards clean no matter what you do? Well, you know I'll go off on a rant if I get the opportunity, but I paid $300 for these stupid glasses, and I couldn't, give a rat's behind that they have the Ralph Lauren polo emblem on the side of them, but the optometrist says I have a big head, so it was hard finding, frames that were suitable to my bulbous head, apparently. And so these were one of them. I was like, all right, well, I'll tell you what, they're not any special quality. They're not like high end. The lenses are pretty regular. All right, well, welcome to the group, Selena. I promised twice the insanity, 50% more insanity because it's Black Friday. So we'll see how that goes. I have some new stuff, and I have some old stuff too. Some old stuff that I think like it's, we don't go over them enough. They get lost in the fray, I guess. We got some Bigfoot World stuff, some stuff from Tommy Boy Productions, Monsters from Maine. We got some things. Dennis Hurstad, Rebecca Rollison. We got a few pictures. We'll get into those tonight. Let me turn my devices down. We have too many devices here. Figure out which one to turn down. Let's see. Let's look at something here. What do we got? First picture. Oh, this is obviously not evidence, but I thought it was cool. Let's see. It says I would rather have a mind opened by wonder than one closed by belief. Very cool. Kathy, it looks better this week, right? Better than last week? Because I'll tell you what, it was really weird. I just got this phone back from the shop, and they fixed the charging port, and I was excited to get it back because it has all my artwork and everything on it. But then as I'm using it last week for the Live, which is the phone that I always use, we kept seeing that glare. And that phone is newer than the one I'm using right now. So this one, I don't know what the hell happened to my phone, but oh well, at least I got it back. So again, this is an older picture, came out a long time ago. It's kind of hard to exactly say what it might be. It does look like possibly someone has, snuck up on a sleeping Bigfoot, which I guess is possible. I would think your feet crunching all the dead leaves that are around it would wake it up, though. Who knows? But I can see, you see, like there's a knee right there. Let's see if I can just. This right here looks to me like a knee joint. So if I had to guess, like this would be the behind, and then it would come around to the knee, and then there's your calf, and it would come down to feet, and then of course go up here to maybe like crossed arms because it's sleeping, and then this would be the head. I would say this is very easily fakeable if someone cared to do so, but there are little details that make it seem like maybe it's not. Exactly, like that big muscle right there, it looks, I don't know, looks kind of suspicious, but that one to me is a who knows. A little bit of a pareidolia right there. If you didn't know any better, didn't know what you were looking at, find the mouse on the screen. See a little mouth here, a little nose eye combo. This is very classic pareidolia, in my opinion. Anyway. Yeah, it totally could be a carcass of a dead animal. The problem is, what dead animal? I mean, bear? Because of the way the hind is and the legs. But you know how rare it is to find a carcass of an apex predator in the woods? I mean, it's extremely rare. Especially to find a brown bear, unless it was shot or something and left for dead, which is definitely possible. But generally, by the time people find these things, it's just a bone. The animals have scattered it throughout the forest, and things like that. They don't last long enough to decompose. The nature is a very cruel yet efficient system. Well, anyway, as we always do, we will come back. We'll circle back around for people always drop in. So let's move on and see what else there is on this particular reel. Looks like I got Catherine Norris here. She says a very wolf-like face, and I see what she's seeing. There's a nostril right here and here. Let's see if I can bring that up a little bit. Here you go. I mean, yeah, it kind of does look like a dog. I don't see any ears to speak of, but it does look to be like an elongated snout. and that could represent like a gugway maybe, because obviously like there's your eye, there's its other eye, and then it has this dark coloration down the top of the snout until it gets to what is pretty obviously like a dog nose, or it looks a lot like, you know, like an ape nose, and like a almost like a baboon. And the gugway is generally a lot closer to the ape than it is to the human. You know. I also think there's multiple ways to see this thing, but I don't want to make it too confusing. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it at that. I don't want to introduce a second theory on what this thing looks like, you know. I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving yesterday, if you are celebrate that sort of thing. Today, National Greed Consumer Day, Black Friday. So our buddy J Mac, not this J Mac, another J Mac, who got this J Mac in a heap of problems, which won't go into that, you know, again or right now. Yeah, no, I'm not. I didn't buy anything for Black Friday today. I don't really have. I mean, I bought stuff for Christmas, you know, but not. I didn't buy it, you know, for Black Friday. I didn't go camp outside of any Best Buys or even buy anything online. Frankly, I think Cyber Monday has better deals than Black Friday anyway. But anyway, this is supposed to be like it's an Ecuadorian native, you know, I guess like one of those sort of carved in metal sort of things, like a plate. And the question is he holding a Bigfoot head? Maybe. Could just be sort of a tribesman that doesn't cut his hair all that often, I guess, but it does definitely look like a Bigfoot. Push that back just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Monsters from Maine, Scott Loomis, right here. One of the more disturbing pictures I've seen. Very creepy looking creature. I don't even know what we want to call this thing. I'm gonna rule out Dogman right off the bat. It doesn't even really look like a Sasquatch to me. It looks more, I don't know, it looks more demonic, frankly. T-Boz in the house. What's up, buddy? Oh, you know, same old Sasquatch, different day, right? I have a local ice cream shop near my house, and the owners are enthusiasts. Let's just say they're enthusiasts. And I think they're both very much more onto the, spiritual woo side of Bigfoot. But it's cool every time I go in there and we talk about Bigfoot, show them some pictures and different things like that. Well, I'm trying to get them to introduce an ice cream flavor, like a Sasquatch ice cream flavor. And we were kicking around like names of it and like what the ingredients might be, and things like that. Nice conversation. I think I threw out the name Old Sassfoot, which I like. Let me see, your laptop is in the hospital. All I saw was in the hospital. I was like, oh shit, who's in the hospital? Your laptop's in the hospital. Ryan Tremblay, welcome, my friend. Been a while. Swing on through, man. Swing on through. In fact, we were just talking about a gugway before you came in, and I think the only reason I know what a gugway is because of you. So thank you, sir. What would be in a Sasquatch themed ice cream? I would think you'd have to have like almonds, some sort of crunchy element, It's got to be like dark fudge chocolate with almond, something like that. Is that Uctena? Uctena? I've never heard of that. Yeah, definitely Kathy. With a peanut butter swirl. Maybe caramel too. It's got to be something heavy. Do you do your shows on Friday evenings, Ryan? Like always on Friday at the same time or whatever? That might hinder me from coming by. Ooh, a horned serpent. Alright, that sounds weird enough. I like that. Gotcha, buddy. All right, hey, I'll check you up on. You're on YouTube, obviously. I'll check it out and put you on like a notification thing and see if I can stop by one of these days. Kathy, that's brilliant. The elusive Bigfoot tracks ice cream. Ooh, yeah, Flintlock Cave. That's cool subject. So was Puckwudgie. How do you say that name? Is it Puckwudgie? Those are the little people, right? The little forest creatures. And this Flintlock Cave, is that the one where they supposedly found the Egyptian-style architecture and giants and things like that in the cave, but the National Geographic shut down the whole thing before it ever truly made it out? Okay. Do this one first. This is our buddy JT at Sasquatch Confessions. And although I believe there is a creature up here, see him peeking out from behind that tree right there? Yeah, totally, but there's also one right here, and I'm going to get a better shot of it for you. There he is, right there. This is in British Columbia. Oh, gosh, I don't want to say the wrong place. I know he's in BC, maybe Alberta. But he's got a good connection with, with Sasquatches. And I mean, he's got some shots of them. This is one of the better ones, I think. But he's got a couple that are pretty cool. But this one just blows your socks off type of thing, Am I reading that right, Ryan? Je ne sais quoi? Isn't that like the French term for something? I never heard that as an actual, is that a creature? Sorry about that. Random spider. At least he was a little one. I don't know if you guys can hear my voice either, but I'll tell you what, if you're in Florida right now, pollen is high right now, and I'm feeling it. I've been outside working for like 4 days. I'll tell you what, I've been on vacation, and some people go to Hawaii on vacation, some people stay home and work on the house, you know what I'm saying? I stay home, and I'm not taking vacation again. I'm exhausted. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was totally reading that wrong. It's probably more like Genosqua. Well, we tried. Yeah, JT does have some good video footage. He's more of a TikTok guy though. Like he's got couple hundred followers, couple 100,000 followers on TikTok. So you check out, yeah, Sasquatch Confessions on TikTok. He's got a lot of content. You know, Ryan, and come to think of it, now that you mentioned that, these might be stills from said video. So, again, because I kind of cherry pick a little bit, you know what I'm saying? With JT's permission, obviously, but yeah, there may be a video to accompany these pictures if we check out his channel. But I'll tell you what, I don't think we should discount this guy too much. I mean, to me, I know it's a shadow. It's, you know, it's just black, it's blurry, it's blob squatch, it's whatever. But it's the perfect shape for this guy to sort of be hanging over a cut log looking at his brother, you know, or whatever. Could be dad, I don't know. But like, he's just peeking around between these two trees to see what's going on with these guys taking pictures, you know? Yeah, he's kind of cute. Like, he just has the perfect shape. All right. Let's see what else there is to see. Gotta move on. This one was this is from Tommy Boy. Surprised Mr. Tommy Boy's not here tonight. He must have better things to do. I gotta find it though. It was pretty hidden. In fact, I think I have. This is his dog. I can't remember the name of his dog. He's got a cute dog, like Ellie or something like that, maybe. Cute little dog. But this is Tommy Boy right here. And of course, Tommy is in northwestern Pennsylvania. Yeah, he's just north of Pittsburgh. He's got a few pictures. That face is good. You could almost, like, I don't know, you could almost argue that it's not a Sasquatch. You know, if you want to talk about paranormal activity. I breached that subject lightly, but, you know, because there's just so many things to call it. You know, if you want ghosts, spirits, poltergeists, you know, whatever, paranormal. Now, believe me, I get into all that, but I like to try to zone in on a small scope of things because you get lost out there with all the stuff, you know. Like, I did try a couple times to introduce that side of paranormal to this channel, both with just ridiculous fails. Like, I think it's such a saturated subject that it's hard to get your foot in the door unless you're, you know, slapped ham or, you know, you're the Warrens, you know. I know that they passed on, but you get my point. I sometimes wonder too when I look at this picture. I'm like, yeah, there could be some pareidolia going on here, but it just looks like, I don't know, a couple little creatures here maybe. I don't know, something. But to me, this with the nose and the obvious cheekbone and the eyes and like even like look at the forehead. You have this like sort of hairline thing. That's not pareidolia. I don't know. Like I said, I don't claim to know exactly what it is, but it's a picture of something that's real. Yeah, I mean, hey, look, I'm a logical guy, but I'm smart enough to understand that there's a lot we don't understand. So I think applying logic to situations is good because you weed out certain things. But then again, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to say it, credit where credit is due. Bigfoot World and a lot of Kathy's posts, to me, have turned my eye a bit towards things that I can't logic away. And when you can't logic something away, that's cool, right? Because you've then found something that's unexplainable. And yeah, like I mean, obviously, Kathy knows what we're talking about, the Hat Man, the Plow Man, that sort of thing. That's crazy. But even in the instance of the Bigfoot world, we've seen some things that are hard to logic away. So, despite my stance on being an aper and not a wooer, I've seen a lot of things that are capable of changing your mind, and you have to change. Just like even if you're a scientific person, which I am, you have to change. As the evidence presents itself, you must change. That's the way science works, is that you must accept that new evidence now. So, I'm done ranting. Proud woo. Let me get you a shirt, Kathy. That's gonna have your what do you call it? Your logo on the back and wooer on the front. It's gonna be a pink shirt. I mean, what angle are we coming at that from, Ryan? You say it is explainable. People want to ask the right questions. I mean, I guess it's somewhat true, but I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things that are totally unexplainable. Like, if you want to talk about the existence of like spirits and ghosts, for lack of a better term, how do I explain what that is? Is it the spirit of a dead person? Is it left behind energy? Is it a glimpse into a different dimension? Is it, and these are not things that I like to like entertain, but I mean, I've seen ghosts up in person. I've had experiences, so it's hard to logic those away. I mean, I've seen some cool stuff, but like for example, if you want to go back maybe a year and a half on this channel in our videos, you'll find a video that shows you a picture of true paranormal, like an actual ghost on film. And I can't say, well, maybe it's fake, because I was there when the picture was taken. And it was taken obviously by someone that I trust. But it was right there in the moment. And there's a picture of a ghost. It's a picture of an apparition. So in that aspect, there's no logicking that away. You can't tell, oh, it's fake, it's this, it's that, it's lighting. No, it's a ghost. So I know that they exist because, well, if for nothing else, that one picture. And that's not, I'm not going to get into the paranormal experiences that I've had. That's a story. But yeah, so like that one picture kind of solidified things for me. I was like, man, it's crazy, you know? So now what is it? And that's the question that needs to be asked that we don't have the capability of answering, is what is that? I always wish I had a better system of being more fluid when conversations like this arise. But if you give me a second, I'm gonna go dig up that picture on our channel, because it's actually in a video, but I'm gonna go dig it up just so we can all have a look at it. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory real quick. It was taken at the Lowe House in Savannah, Georgia. And Mrs. Lowe, she created the Girl Scouts. And Mr. Lowe, there was like a lot of tragedy in his life. I mean, he lost Mrs. Lowe, I believe, to like some sort of disease or tuberculosis or something. One of their well, he was an indentured servant, but I guess he was very loved in the family. He fell down a dumbwaiter and broke his neck in the house. Plus his children had died. There was a lot of like tragedy in the house, you know. And so you can go tour it if you go to Savannah. Here we go. Found it. So let me get in on the picture real quick. Yeah, in fact, if you go to the video itself, you can hear the whole story about what happened. But I'm just going to show you the picture. I'm going to try to show you the picture. Just a moment here to get my bearings straight. I should just keep this picture on hand. Okay. So I got the picture now. So, you know, I really appreciate logic. Again, like I said, I really do. I showed this picture to a friend of mine, you know, and he quickly sort of said, well, it's this, it's that, it's the, and like listening to him talk, he was simply throwing out arguments based on the only reality that he knew. You know, and I get that. I mean, it's not everyone is ready to accept that there's other things outside of what we understand. Sorry for the delay. I'm cropping this picture so we can get the best look at it possible. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this here. And of course, I can't do any sort of maneuvering with this picture. So what you're looking at when we were in the Low House, my girl Q, she she likes to take pictures of places, but um, she wants to do it with no one in the room. She doesn't want people schmucking up her picture, and I get that. So we're doing this tour, and she's like, I'm gonna hang back and take a picture. So okay. So this picture's taken. About 12 people had just left the room. I left the room. I was standing outside. She was in the back of the room, and this lady right here is the tour guide. Okay. So she's got her hand up. She's doing theatrics and sort of talking to the group that is outside in the hallway now. And Q is hanging back taking her pictures. So she took two pictures. One she took with no flash, and there was a little bit of a orb, kind of a smoke thing that you could see. It's interesting to see, but it's not terribly important to the picture itself. So the second picture she took was with flash. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. This is not ideal, but it's the best that we're going to get. Okay. So if you look underneath the elbow of the tour guide, I'm going to tell you what I believe we're looking at. I believe we're looking at a short man with short hair and glasses. He's Caucasian. He's wearing a druid robe. You can see the hood of the robe behind his head. You can see his torso covered in said robe. And if you look close, you can see his hand. I was going to say hands. I think it's hand, though, coming out of the sleeve of the druid robe. So I'm not trying to project an image in your mind, but I'm trying to tell you what I see in this picture. And as far as I'm concerned, to me, this is fairly steadfast evidence of an apparition. Now, what that is, I don't know. What time period he's from, I don't know. But I do know that this little man was not in the room when this picture was taken. And of course, as you can see, he's somewhat translucent compared to the tour guide. I went back the next day to the Low House and I asked to speak to this woman, and unfortunately she was not on staff that day. And I said, okay, I said, well, we got some paranormal activity that I wanted to show her. And the staff asked, they're like, well, can we see it? And I said, sure. And I showed them. And one lady, she got very upset and left the room. She actually left the building. I think that she was there as a job and thought that all this spirit stuff was hocus pocus until she saw it on film. Where is that, Kathy? I'm not familiar with that. Really? I love Cedar Key. Oh, we used to go there often, and I haven't been there since the hurricanes. Island Hotel. I'm trying to think. I don't even know where that is in Cedar Key. Is that over the... Because they got that... Before you go over the bridge, they've got that adult motel on the right. I think it's called, like, Sunset something or other. So I'm thinking Island Hotel must be, like, downtown, like where the old buildings are. they got hit pretty good, like during the Ian, whatever, the big one that flooded everybody. They got flooded pretty badly, but that was some years ago, and I think they've had a chance to rebuild, you know. But yeah, they have like that the community garden down there, which is like there's like a resident cat. I mean, that place was so cool. We'd love to go stay there, and you get a golf cart, you know. Like we rented a house that had a golf cart available, and you can go and ride the golf cart through the cemetery. And I love cemeteries. Fortunately, Q loves cemeteries too. So it's nice. You pack a lunch, you just go ride your golf cart around in the cemetery and stop and look at the headstones. And some of them are from the 1800s. You know, it's just a real peaceful place, which, you know, the residents, they don't kick up a fuss that you're there. And I'm sorry, we were talking about Savannah. There's a cemetery outside of Savannah. I can't remember the name. It's huge, but there's a very good footage of what I would call a ghostly child dropping from a tree. Oh, my phone just decided not to participate anymore. There you go. All right. Ghostly child dropping from a tree and running through the cemetery. So I'll let you go find that footage on your own, but it's very cool. What have I done? I've done something now. Done something and I can't undo it. Just hit escape one time. There we go. Scape gets you out of everything. Okay. So we're back at Tommy Boy's photo. I knew I had a better version of this photo, or at least a different version, which is more, you know, enhanced. Yeah, I think I'm going to focus right here for at least for right now. I think the idea was that this guy was looking over Tommy's shoulder as he was taking a picture of his dog. You know, Bigfoot and dogs don't exactly have a great relationship. Okay, so it is. So it's on your YouTube, Kathy, because I will go check it out. I mean, not right now, obviously, but I'll go check it out when I have the opportunity. Oh, the Facebook page. Okay, cool. Yep. You know what sucks about it, Kathy? I know that you were a paranormal researcher for years before you ever even got into Bigfoot. What sucks about it is that it seems like for most people, you need two different audiences. Like for me, I'm the same audience. Like I'm into it. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about aliens? You want to talk about ancient Egypt? I'm into it. But for most people, they get on one damn thing. And they're like, well, I'm here, you know, like, they want to talk about Bigfoot. They don't want to talk about paranormal. They don't want to talk about ghosts. But it's like, to me, like, we should be talking about all of it on the same platform. But, you know, that being said, I personally don't have time to run numerous channels, you know, to put all this evidence on numerous channels. Like, I would love to. I would love to have a channel just devoted to ancient tech and ancient Egypt. You know, like I would do a whole channel just on that. And then Bigfoot, and then ghost and paranormal, you know, and obviously cryptic input, the stories that we do. But I just don't have time for all that, you know, so it kind of sucks. chest. Yeah, unless you're retired, Kathy, you should do that. I'll tell you what you know. I mean, if I'm being honest, what you should be doing, you should be. I know you like to go out in the woods all the time. You should be going through the hundreds of hours of footage that you have and like separating it all and like posting it all, and that is a full-time job. It's crazy. Yeah, you could spend all day, every day, doing that, and it's just like you feel like you don't ever get anywhere. But I'll tell you what, even like I've been on vacation, I told you, like this whole week, and yes, I had a lot of projects on my plate for the house, and no, they're not all done, and no, I don't see light at the end of the tunnel, but I did get a lot accomplished, and one of the things that I didn't get accomplished was making a new video for Bigfoot Input. And we lost like 16 subs in the last 2 weeks, and I feel a lot of that is due to inactivity. It kind of sucks. People are like that. I'm like, why do you have to unsubscribe? Because of I mean, the videos are there, like, and they come out when they come out, and I would think that if you enjoy that person, you would just enjoy that person. But they'll unsubscribe just as quick as they subscribe. And so we lost like 16 subs. And I have not had a chance to put out a new video. Now hopefully that will change tomorrow, because I need to. Because I like to keep up with all the evidence that people are sending, But man, it's just like, where the hell's the time, Oh, I believe that, D-Boz. I really do. I know she's a busy lady. If she's not out in the woods, she's going through all the footage and posting it and trying to run a Facebook and a YouTube. And, I get it. I mean, there's hustlers and then there's people that don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah. The hustlers feel like we don't ever do enough. Like we don't ever get enough done. Buy Kathy a coffee, she's thirsty. Come on out. D-Boz, you'll be happy to know that I took your donation from last week and I bought Kathy coffee with it. So, the full circle, Oh, shit. Sorry. Let's move on. You're chit-chatting like we don't have anything to do, huh? This is an older one from Rebecca Rollison, and I forgot how good it was. I honestly was like, man, this is a seriously cool picture. Kathy, tell us maybe generally what part of Florida is Rebecca operating out of? With Lacucci. Now, I've never been there, but what's that, like northwest Ocala-ish? Yeah, this is seriously... Look at the face on that dude, man. I mean, come on, guys. You're gonna look at this picture and tell me that Bigfoot doesn't exist? You're just being daft at that point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Crystal River. There's an area out there. It's called Yellow something or other. Yellow River, Yellow Rock, whatever. I wanted to go out there. There's been a lot of reports in that area. And that's like... Oh, man, I'm going to forget the name of this place. There's a huge lake there. Yeah, well, if it comes to me, I'll say so. But yeah, we're gonna park it here for a second. This is a great photo. Just an absolute great photo. I wonder sometimes. I'm like, did Teddy alert to tell her about this? You know, because I'm curious about the relationship that dogs have. You know, and obviously the things that they see that we don't see. You know, which is a lot. They might see on a total different frequency than us. You know. You know, it's funny because all the things that we think that we know about animals, like we don't really know. Like we're kind of guessing from a scientific level. I mean, everything is a hypothesis and then it's a theory. So you have to run it through like peers and stuff for it to be a theory. Well, like you think about it, like pareidolia, tapetum lucidum, they're all theories. They're not really scientific fact. They're theories. Did you guys get any turkey yesterday? I hope so. I got some turkey and some ham, some mac and cheese. It was yeah, good food yesterday. It was so good that I had to have the pumpkin pie for breakfast, which I'm not ashamed of. I think I have a couple of hers on this reel, actually. I was going through some of the older stuff, you know, on my other phone. I have thousands of these pictures. And I was just kind of cherry picking them, like, man, we haven't talked about that one in a while. We haven't seen that one in a while. Like, you know, so I started dragging them in, you know. But next thing you know, I've got 30, and that's the limit. That, it's funny, that usually depicts the amount of pictures that we'll see in a live, because Gmail only allows 30 pictures per email. So I try to find 30 and then send them over as an album, and then, you know, there you go. So this one's cool. And again, this is one that we've talked about before, but on the top, you're going to see a picture from Swan Lake. God, what's his name? Richard? Swan Lake, Bigfoot? Cool guy. Cool, you know, site. He has a lot of cool evidence. I like his stuff. I did contact him to ask for permission to share his photos. He never contacted back, so here we are. But on the bottom, you're going to see a comparison shot from our buddy Billy over at Florida Bigfoot. And that's his photo. So, you know, you can see the comparison there. You know, it's very kind of obvious that this is the same sort of type of creature, the same camouflage, you know, hiding antics that they do. And I think it's cool because, you know, like, obviously, I mean, I've seen a lot of Billy's stuff, and I mean, I think he's cool. You know, he's got a lot of nice stuff. But comparing it to one of the, I'll just say bigger dogs, as you know, as in like Swan Lake Bigfoot, like he's kind of a bigger dog, and to have almost the same photo, I think is neat. And of course, that picture was taken here in Florida. Welcome, Thomas. Look at this photo one more time. Real quick. Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah, he's got foliage hiding about half of his face right here. But again, very indicative of their behavior. So, oh, which one is this? Yeah. All right. So this picture is unclaimed, as far as I know, and I'll show you two different versions of it. But basically, you're gonna see the eyeballs there and there. That's the reflection off of the retina. And then there'll be the nose structure here, and the mouth is down here. And you can speculate whether we have a mix of fur and or foliage above it. And I think that this is fur with snow on it. All right, so I have a hard time here. I don't know if this is the same photo inverted or if it's a different photo altogether. But either way, we're seeing the eyes there and the nose here, probably mouth structure down here, maybe some pine boughs with snow on them here in sort of a, again, I'm saying inverted, it could be infrared or thermal footage. I feel like somebody took the same photo and just inverted it, but I could be wrong about that, I'm not sure. So this was like an interesting, I'll call it one and done. I don't think I ever heard from this guy ever again, but Todd Blankenship had taken this photo. And if we can get just the right angle on it, you can see the hairline right here. And beautiful cone-shaped head, you know. And then inset eyes with the deep cranial ridge right there. You can see that little white line, cranial ridge. And the nose structure is right there. And I think you probably have to almost imagine a mouth here. I don't think you can really see it. But what I think is cool about it is over here, Let me get my mouse on it. Hang on a second. I think that's his hand. You see the fingertips? 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. So I think he's just got his hand resting there. And this is his face. Face and torso, actually, head and torso. So, his hand there. To see the whole photo, there it is. I don't want to get too lost in it, but something might be going on here too. Don't know. I'm not gonna try to drag that out. Plus down here, I don't, I'm not gonna try to drag that out. I don't want to mess with too much of what could be pareidolia, but with that right there, I think that's impressive. Oh yeah, okay, there you go. Paul Sullivan. Very weird picture. I don't quite understand it, but you can definitely see some eye definition here. Almost like pupil retina sort of thing, which is not necessarily common. And you got 2 nostrils, 1, 2 right here. So we know that we're ruling out pareidolia at that point. His mouth is down here, and it looks like he has something in his mouth. And I mean, if I had to speculate on what it was, it looks like some sort of foot. Like a little foot. I don't know. Interesting photo, though. Hey, Diesel, welcome. That's a good point, Diesel. I never really thought about that. I guess they actually use tree structures to distort light and help camouflage them even more, which is crazy when you think about it. I mean, but I get it. Don't want to beat a dead horse here, but to me, Dennis Herstad here from Pacific Northwest, I think one of the better facial pictures of Sasquatch ever taken. And I say that because I think it's fair to say that we know Dennis on a personal level. So at that point, when you know the person, you can rule out hoaxing and things like that. And Dennis has a lot of great photos. A lot of great photos. But this one in particular, I think, is probably my favorite. And understand, Dennis has built a relationship with this clan, from what I understand, for a long time. And that's why they're comfortable with him taking pictures of them like this. Normally, you might expect uh, more blur, more, less definition, because they don't want the picture taken, or at least they're not comfortable with it. Yeah, Dennis is a great guy. I don't have a lot of actual reaction. Like, like him and I don't talk that much, but interaction was the word I was reaching for. Sorry. So, Strange Spotting, Nick. Strange Spotting. Great channel, by the way. If you've never seen it, he's awesome. He's an Italian guy. He does a lot of like deep detail, deep dive into pictures and videos and stuff like that. He had posted a picture which we had used a long time ago, and I said, it looks a lot like Dennis Herstad's photo, and I posted that picture and tagged Dennis, and I think that all Dennis said was thank you, but I was curious if he thought the same. But they do; they look very similar. I don't have that other photo on me right now, unfortunately, but that happened just recently on one of Nick's posts. I think I know what you're talking about, Diesel, the brown one, and I could be wrong, but to me, that one looked like it had some sort of head adornment. Are we talking about the same photo? It looked like either it was a long braid wrapped around its head, or again, some type of hat adornment, whatever you want to say. And we've seen that before. We've seen various Sasquatch. I mean, Dutchy Beliefs has a picture of a Sasquatch wearing sunglasses. So, Kathy has a picture of a Sasquatch with a ponytail. There's that one out of Siberia that looks like it's wearing some sort of red foil or something in its hair. So, yeah, I don't want to hear that it's impossible for a Sasquatch to have some sort of adornment. They've spent enough time living side by side with Native Americans and vice versa, and humans, like, not Native Americans aren't humans, modern day humans, that they know things, they picked up things. I think Kathy has one. Well, he didn't wear the glasses, but the glasses were lost and they returned the glasses. So, I mean, it happens, it's out there in the world. What's funny about that, Diesel, is now, I mean, I'm not a huge traveler, although I wish I was, and I try to be as much as I can. Um, when you think about Jersey, all you know is Jersey Shore, um, Trenton, you know, these like kind of just horrible places. Just they're terrible, awful places. So I think we were coming back from Pennsylvania, from the Poconos, And we had gotten off on a wrong exit, and then, we were just like following the GPS. And what we didn't know is that you need to tick avoid ferries if you intend to avoid ferries. I'm from Florida. Ferries are not a thing. So we ended up in Delaware at a ferry to cross the river Delaware to get to the other side, and et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, so we ended up taking a detour through Jersey. And what I saw was beautiful mountainous landscape. I mean, just something that you never thought existed in New Jersey. But very cool. It was very cool to see the other side of it, Based on that, I think I'd go back. Kind of a nice place, honestly. I'm surprised you guys don't come across more hair, Kathy, on your travels. You guys are deep in the woods there, so. But then, if you pay the big bucks to have them DNA tested, and it is big bucks, and it takes forever, and they always come back with some, undetermined primate, it's unidentified primate, whatever. Sometimes it comes back as chimpanzee because that's the closest that they can find to an answer. So you really are wasting your money to have them DNA tested, in my opinion. I'm like, what's it gonna prove? I've had people that have offered to send me samples of what they are certain is Bigfoot hair, under the caveat that I have it tested, and I'm like, I'm not going to spend that kind of money to have it tested. Why? To come back with some ridiculous answer? The people that are DNA testing it, they have to test it against known samples. So either it comes back as a primate that they feel comfortable enough identifying as, or it comes back as unknown. So there's no point. Diesel, we rely on science. And I think science is a good thing. Like, I love science. The cool thing about science is that when we find, everything is a hypothesis or a theory. And when we find new evidence, then science changes, right? Because it has to change. And that's the cool thing. When you have beliefs, you don't ever have to change. You're like, well, these are my beliefs, and I don't have to change. But science changes constantly. So the unfortunate truth is that one day we will end up with a Bigfoot on a medical slab or in a zoo, and we will have our proof and we'll have our scientific answer. And to me, that's the unfortunate truth, because the mystery ends at that point. We're no longer searching for this elusive creature. Now the government has it, and they probably already know about it. Don't even get me started on Mount St. Helens and stuff like that, but they already know, just like they know about extraterrestrials. But we don't know, and we won't be given that information for many years to come. Yeah, D-Boz, I was down there a while back, and we had thought about going through Myaka, but I think it was right after one of the big hurricanes that came through, and it was I think the park had just opened back up because I know they were closed for a while. But you know, I just thought to myself, I was like, man, that's gonna be. First of all, it's gonna be just tons of mosquitoes, and then is there really gonna be anything to see? Because I don't know. There's a lot of stories that come out of Mayaka, you know. But after a hurricane like that, I mean, these creatures got to go somewhere. They can't stay and hunker down for the I don't think they're hunkering down for a hurricane like that. I hope not. I think they migrate. Happens to be another Dennis Hurst ad. Mount Baker in Washington State. I'm going to do something radical. And I do mean radical. It's just crazy. I'm going to change the music. The reason is I've been listening to this. I've really been getting into ancient music lately. And this is Athena 4, which is sort of Egyptian style music. And anyone who's been on the channel for a while, I've kind of been like trying to find a different style rather than the same thing over and over again. So we'll see how this goes. It is 8:30, so we probably have about another hour, hour and a half, if anybody wants to stick around. But I am going to take a pause here in a moment. I'm going to leave you on this great picture. But I'll take a very short pause. Just a few minutes. And we'll be back with you, okay? momentarily. A little drink preparation. Everybody stuck around. I'm back. Alright guys, I'm back. Thanks for sticking around. Kathy, you're going to have to hook me up with your son. Get a little more of that shiny stuff. That was enjoyable. I think he said it was squash flavored or something. That was crazy to me, but... so this is one of Kathy's newer ones, and I mean, if I'm being honest, I am having a hard time figuring out what's what here. But we conferred the other night. I think what we're seeing is we're definitely seeing this guy here, okay? Him on there, making sure he's, I think that's the full picture, yeah. So we're seeing a nostril here. We got the whole nose structure here, eye. And then over here, you have the large sort of bulbous head. Now that I'm fairly certain of. But then if you just go up a little bit, I think what we're seeing is a second creature. I think it's a baby. I think we have an eye here, an eye here, a little nose here, and then a little mouth right there, and its head here. And I think that this is, I don't know, this is big guy, whatever he is, whatever relation he is. This is little guy. And then if we look just one more time, despite this foliage right here, I'm sorry, my mic is far away from me, and that probably was not helpful. I think we're seeing a third creature. Here's the eyes and the forehead and sort of a curly mess of hair above the forehead. I think that this is a third creature. So I think what we have here, unless I miss my guess, is dad, mom, and baby. Fight me. Kidding. No, I think that's what we're looking at, though. Hey, Damien K, what's up, brother? How are you? Damien, correct me if I'm wrong. You're from Ireland, right? I think the important thing to remember here with this particular, with this picture in particular, this was taken in Kathy's backyard. Kathy, is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this was taken in her backyard. And this started some years ago, after she was discovering creatures in the tree structures. She's all of a sudden, now she doesn't live in the area that she researches. I mean, she lives within driving distance, but it's not the same area. She's going home. And then from home is getting shots like this in her backyard. To me, that's important because that tells me that they have a connection with her and they're following her for some reason, which we don't know. Probably never will. But then it also begs the question, and again, this is where we get into the woo, is are they like moving through the woods, physically moving through the woods, following her car home? Or do they somehow, some way, know where she's going, know where she lives, know where she is, and then they go there via, I hate to even say it, but via interdimensional travel, portal, that sort of thing. I hate to even talk about it, but something's going on here. So we have to explore all avenues. I thought so, Damon. Yeah, I've seen you around. I've seen some of your things on various, Facebook posts. I believe we've used a couple of your photos in our videos. Although we've done over 50 videos now. I couldn't tell you which video it was, but because there is a huge belief that Sasquatch does not exist in modern day Europe. That's the belief. Although we've seen a lot of things out of the Netherlands in particular, even some things out of, of UK and that sort of area, but we've seen some stuff. I think, Kathy, this is yours too. This is the one that you sent me the other day. This is the overall head, which starts up here and comes down, and then comes down over here, so it's cone shape. We have a lot of foliage blocking the area, but I think if you look here, you can see eyes, and then here you can see nose and a mouth structure down here, but tons of foliage this guy is hiding. You said one of your subscribers, one of your followers found this in the photos or in the footage. Alright, so give me a little feedback. What do you feel about this music? I'm just curious because I know it's not as like loud and interactive as the other music, but we've been on that music for about 2 years. I'm just curious, is change a good thing, or are we comfortable with the original? Okay, good. There you go. Everyone's kind of on the same tip. You know, I get it. Like I liked the old music too, but it was kind of like soft, jazzy, whatever. It's nice. I like that. But yeah, we've been on that for a minute, you know? And I came across a couple channels that do ancient music. And I really like the vibe of it. I like the feel. It's very calming, you know. So good. We're all on the same page. We're going to switch. I think the next, well, I shouldn't say the next, but it's on my list of places that I want to go. And it's sort of nearby. It's in Kentucky. And it's called like Turkey Run State Park or something to that effect. It has a ton of Bigfoot stories that come, and there's some sightings too on BFRO that come out of that state park. So I definitely want to it's one of those big state parks though, that you have to drive through. I want to go check that out. Let's see what else there is to see. Who the hell is... Oh, this is Dennis Herstad. I try to come informed on these things and figure out, that way everybody gets their own comeuppance, but he actually signed this one DH. And obviously we've got some type of creature here. I'm reluctant to call this a Sasquatch. It seems to have a very sharp nose, and its ears, which are here and there, are like dropped. I mean, I don't talk about Goat Man much, especially in the Pacific Northwest, but something here, and it almost looks like some type of juvenile here. Could be those like Pudwuckies that Ryan Tremblay was talking about. Could be something different other than a Sasquatch. Obviously, we usually focus on Bigfoot, but this could be something totally different. Pudwucky. What a funny name. It almost sounds like Fraggle Rock, the Pudwuckies, like a band, Yeah, he had his Pudwucky out. That happens. Oh, and you guys hear that? I'm telling you, that's what's going on in Florida right now. Is the allergies. You look around and you just see those like little dandelion bastards just floating around everywhere. They're just floating out in the open. You come out, your car's yellow. Oh man. Yeah, not cool. Kathy, are we talking about what's in the picture, or are we talking about the dandelions? Ah. Not the picture. Yeah, I'll tell you what. If they're fairies, I don't want anything to do with them. They suck. Man, they just flare my allergies up. And like I told you guys, I've been outside for like 4 days, working every day, all day. So I'm not necessarily used to that kind of exposure to the outdoors. And man, my allergies are just, they're doing their own thing, They're having their way. I want to make this the Dennis Herstad show. There's a lot. What's this one? This is Rebecca Rollison. Rebecca captured this thing, which is, I'm just going to say that it's weird, and I'm going to leave it up so you guys can look at it, because I just don't know. Yeah, I might do that, Diesel. Thank you for the advice. I saw that on Crocodile Dundee. when he poured the guy's cocaine into the bowl of steaming water, put his face over with a towel, said it'd fix him right up. I'll tell you what, my girl Q had COVID, like real nasty, kill you COVID, you know? And she had it for 11 days. She refused to go to the hospital because she knew that if she went on a ventilator, she might not come back off. You know, she knew that. And because I'm not going to get any sort of conspiracies with you guys about COVID, that's a deep hole. But she went into her bathroom, a very small bathroom, every day, every evening, with all the hot water on, just all the hot water, steam, you know, full deal. And she would just lay in that bathroom for like an hour and breathe in all that steam. And I'll tell you what, she got over COVID. She got over the hump without any medical interference at all. So yeah, there's something to that steam, that hot, moist air in your lungs, you know? His face is creepy to me. It almost has like a witch vibe, you know? Because it kind of looks like, almost looks like the Jigsaw guy? The little guy on the tricycle? And we just disconnected and reconnected. And I have this weird theory that every time that happens, we touched on something that we shouldn't have. Somebody somewhere is involved, listening in. So, I'm going to tell you, I have tried numerous times, get back over there, to get a hold of this James Willows guy, because it says copyright James Willows. I've tried to reach out to him, I've tried to find him, I've tried various avenues, but unsuccessfully, because I wanted to get the photo of this without the watermark. I've never been able to. If anybody knows James Willows, tell them to hit me up. But either way, this is the photo, and I think it's very impressive. It's a very cool photo, and I want to show it. But I have no choice but to show it with the watermark. Yeah, they don't like that steam info. It's like literally, think about that, Diesel. It's true. We were talking about that, and then like all of a sudden it disconnects and reconnects. And they're like, oh shit, they're talking about COVID. They can't talk about that, you know. Can't talk about that. No, yeah, I'll leave it there. We're kind of a like-minded group. I mean, I think we can all come up with our own ideas about that whole situation and what that implies, you know. So a lot of things changed after COVID. I'll just put it to you that way. If you look around and see that the things that have changed post-COVID. And I'll throw out one thing. Banks. How many banks were there within a 10-mile radius of you pre-COVID versus post-COVID? And I can tell you that numerous banks shut down in my area. So, take that for whatever you want. Kathy does have a copyrighted photo, and I will show it to you right now. You know why? Because I was just bragging. I was bragging about Bigfoot World to a guy that I met recently, who is a Bigfoot enthusiast who's seen a Bigfoot in upstate New York. That's a little bit of a rarity, considering that other people I've spoke to from upstate New York say it's impossible. But this guy's actually seen one in upstate New York. So I showed him this picture because he's in the area. Yeah, there are two in this picture. Does anybody else have that end table where, like, when you take something off of it, it like rocks back and forth for a while? Well, he was very impressed by it. You know, he was like, that's incredible, you know, because the one that he saw, he got the sort of outline of its face and taped and loosened them, and that was it. And he said before he dies, he's an old guy, you know, real old guy, but he lives in the woods in upstate New York. Old guy, military vet, very cool dude. He's like, you know, out there looking around in Ocala, different places. And he said that he hopes before he dies that he finds one in any capacity, like sight, footprint, something, you know. Cool guy. Sugar packet under the leg. That's what. Yeah, I got to figure out which leg is short and maybe get some sort of shim going on there. That's enough to freak you out, in the middle of the night. Yeah, Billy Higgins is his name, Kathy. He's a real nice guy. Real nice guy. Like I said, he's how should I say it? Partakes in the green. Military vet, Vietnam vet. Bigfoot enthusiast. There's a big van with Bigfoot on the side of it. Very cool guy. Very cool guy. I like him a lot. I reached out to him on Facebook. I met him in person. Reached out to him on Facebook. He, as a group, I can't invite him. As weird as that sounds, but as a personal, I use my personal page to send him the link to the group. So I did that. But he is in the area now. I don't know how long he'll be here. Whatever. I'm not sure what his plans are, but he is definitely looking for that experience. Yeah, reach out. You know what, Kathy? I'll send you when I get out of here. I'll send you his link to his profile, and maybe send him your link to your page, because he's kind of Facebook illiterate, honestly. Self-admitted, by the way. But he might be a guy that you know, want to have on your crew while you have the opportunity. He seems very, very able, to get out there and do what you do. Whatever, I'd recommend the guy. Yeah, that would be cool, Kathy. You could take that to the libraries and stuff when you do your shows. You could take your shadow box of the picture and the copyright, and then of course sort of share the new aspect that we have on this photo. One of us. What's crazy though is that hang on, there we go. It's going out. When we first started looking at this picture, though, that was a long time ago, but we were finding 4 to 5 different different faces in this photo, and I think that over time we had all grown pretty complacent about the photo itself and what it represented and what it was, right? And then all of a sudden, some guy just shows up. I don't even remember the guy's name. He just showed up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, look at! I see 2 creatures there." I'm like, and we were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then all of a sudden, our perspective on this photo changed. So that's why it's cool. Like I said, I don't feel bad bringing around new photos, or old photos rather, with new eyes. We should look at them. We should look at them numerous times over and over again. All right. Take that out. One day, when I really have this channel to where I want it to be, I'll have access to this stuff at a click. And I'll just be able to pull up whatever I want to pull up at any given time. Videos, photos, how cool would that be? But anyway, James Willows, if anybody knows this guy, we need to talk about this picture. I want to find out what it is, and I think at that we come full circle, we come back around. I can switch to a different album. We can go back through this album. Look, Kathy, I hate to side with Dan here, but yeah, you are kind of the leader of that group. I mean, every group needs a leader. Every group needs one person that sets the stuff up and rallies the troops and gets everyone involved and, does all the work, a lot of the work. I mean, no one else is going through all that footage and, so I think it's fair to say that you're the leader of that group. All right. She won't admit to it. So, Dan, now's your time, buddy. You got to take over. You got to do a coup, you know? You got to lead this group. Give me a second here, guys. I'm going to find a little something else to look at here. Keep going through the same album. Yeah, this guy. This guy was taking video of these fallen trees and had no idea that this creature was there until the he went through the videos, which is generally how that goes. Diesel, you're welcome to post pictures in Bigfoot Input. I would encourage you to please go join, Bigfoot World Cryptids, also on Facebook, also on YouTube. Please go and post your photos there. Big group, especially on Facebook. I think, what are you, Kathy, about up to like 12,000 now? Something like that? 12, 13,000? Big group. And yeah, please go join and post your photos on either group. I have a TikTok too, but honestly, I only use the TikTok to promote YouTube videos. So, there's not much TikTok activity going there except for stuff that you'll actually get on YouTube. It's Bigfoot World Cryptids, the paranormal researchers of Central Florida. You'll find it with that emblem that I posted earlier. Yeah, D-Boz, send it over, please. I'll take a look at it, for real. I generally try to look at everything that everyone sends me. I'm going to share some with you guys. There was this lady, I can't remember her name, maybe it was Heather or something like that. She sent me some pictures and a story through Facebook Messenger, onto the site. And, believe me, it's not that I don't believe what she said. I believe that actually happened. The picture was so low and poor quality, and I mean low quality, that I couldn't even share it. Because it doesn't mean anything. Like, there's stories out there every day without pictures, and that's fine. You can read those stories, but when a picture's involved, it needs to add something to the story. And I generally don't just cover stories. I cover photos or video. And she was here in the live chat one night, like last time we did it live. And she was like, well, when do your videos come out? When this, when that, when that? And I got the feeling that she was waiting on her photo to be added to a video, And I didn't have the heart to tell her that, hey, your photo sucks. I'm sorry. Like, it's terrible. Like, I find the best in every photo that I look at. I really do search and I find it. This picture was nothing but pixels. There was nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. Now, that being said, she was there on the spot, and if what she said happened, you know, this picture is just a tiny piece of what actually, the whole story, you know what I'm saying? So I feel bad, you know, I was like, I would love to be able to feature that story on the channel, but the picture was just freaking horrible. There was nothing there. So, that being said, I can't, you know, I can't do anything with it, and I feel bad about that. Like I don't like hurting people's feelings, you know, because they're like, well, I experienced. I believe you. I believe that you experienced this thing, but your picture is horrible, and it adds nothing to the story, and no one will believe it. I hope so, Kathy. I hope that all 5 members that are here right now hit the like button. Look, I don't want to be like, you know, that guy that's like, you know, but we've had 5 members and we've had 20,000, back down to 5, you know, so at some point something happened and whatever. I've never wanted to care too much about how many people we had in the live chats versus the quality of people that we've had. So, you know, that being said, like tonight, and this is a weird position for me, right? Because, like, I'm thinking about Tommy Boy. Tommy is here pretty religiously. He's missed a couple. But he usually has said, like, hey, I can't make it, or hey, I'm going to be at my sister's wedding, or whatever. And look, Tommy does not owe us to be here. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Midwest does not owe us to be here. But I worry about these guys. I'm like, I hope Tommy's okay. And that's strange. You know, it's like, you know, like I said, he doesn't owe us to be here. He doesn't owe me any sort of, you know, accountability, you know, for not being here. But I'm just like, well, I hope the guy's okay. You know, I hope things, because I know he said like last week his wife had like a thing, something was up with her. I can't remember what it was. Like he had to take care of her for some reason. So anyway, I hope he's okay. We build this weird relationship with each other, you know, we're like, wow. KW, I'm guessing that is Kathy Westerman. Although I usually put that as BW, Bigfoot World, but yeah, Kathy Westerman here on, I don't think that's thermal though, because there's greenery there. No, yeah, definitely not thermal. All right, Kathy. So I'll tell, I'll tell what I remember. So I remember that you were on our original Bigfoot Input Facebook, right? And I remember you posting the original picture, the one that you have copyrighted. And, various people on the page had negative comments, which I addressed quickly, whatever. And I remember telling you that I was like, this is the most, and I've seen a lot of shit. Like I honestly, I have researched the Bigfoot subject so much that I have seen a lot of shit. I've seen good stuff, I've seen bad stuff, stuff that is not stuff at all. But when I saw your picture, I told you, and I meant that I think this is the best skunk ape evidence that we've seen in the last 10 years, the last decade for sure. And the only reason I said I put those limitations is because there was that one video out of Florida where the skunk ape was shaking the tree, and that was pretty amazing given how poor quality it was. But after that, yeah, I was like, that's a very cool photo. So I do remember that much, and I remember telling my Q, I was like, you got to see this. It's like, this is gonna blow your mind, because although she supports me fully, I wouldn't call her a believer. She requires a lot more, whatever. So anyway, I showed her this. I was like, you got to see this, I was like, you're gonna fucking blow your shit over this one. And yeah, that was one of the pictures that she was really impressed by. And then of course, we grew to be friends and colleagues, if you will. Yeah, Kathy, do you have a link for your Facebook? Can you throw it out there? I'm gonna quietly go approve these posts. I like how Nick from Strange Spotting liked my announcement to this live tonight, but did not join because he's in Italy, so he's about he's about 6 hours ahead of us. So if it's 9, I mean it's like 3 a.m. over there. You know what, Diesel? I have pre-approved you on the Facebook channel to post whatever you like, and I don't have to see it to approve it, if that makes sense. You're pre-approved. So I did not get the notification that, hey, this guy is trying to, post on your channel because you're pre-approved to post. Holy shit, dude. I've seen some of your stuff before and it's very impressive, but Yeah, some of these are like, whoa. You know, it's funny, you didn't include, I mean, these are great shots, by the way. You didn't include the photo that we actually uh, used of the creature with the head wrap. And we did use that one. This one I've never seen before. This is kind of wild. Sorry guys, I'm going to use my phone to show you. I've never seen this one before. Yeah, D-Boz, post it. And in fact, if you post it, I'll pre-approve you, you know. I like to do that with like the people that I can trust because I don't want you to post something and then have to wait, you know, 4 or 5 days for me to come and approve it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I know you're legit, then I'll just approve it, you know. Yeah, I posted this one for sure. This one's wild. It's hard to even tell exactly how many or what is going on here. But I don't have a mouse because it's my phone. But I mean, you look at this guy, look at this guy up here. I mean, there's like 4 to 5 creatures in this photo. And I think they're all babies. Like I would say they're all juveniles. There doesn't seem to be any adults there. There might be one adult. Yeah, me and Bravo, there's at least a few creatures in that photo. So iPhone 7, yeah. Shit, I have an iPhone 14, and I think that the photo quality has not changed. As much as people hate on Android, there's one thing that Samsung has on the whole market, and that is photo quality. You know, Kathy, you got like a real ass camera with like real adult ass, you know, picture taking stuff going on. But I think everyone else in the world is using cell phones, and that's because they're not really quite expecting to get that photo, you know. But if we had people out in the woods with like real cameras, like all the time, I think we'd have better evidence. Welcome, Christian. All right, let's get back to our actual photos. Thank you for the detour there, Diesel. I appreciate any extra stuff that comes in during these streams. Who's this? Oh, RR. Another Rebecca Rollison. I knew I had at least 2 of hers this go round. Oh yeah, sure, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. We try. I mean, I don't have a I don't have a great setup, if I'm honest with you. Like our shows are always a little like what do you call it? Like from the seat of our pants, sort of thing. But if you send me some stuff that I can use during the show, if you send it to bigfootinput.com, you know, bigfootinput@gmail.com, we'll try to get it into the live show as it happens. But also we have our videos that we make, you know. Shadow language, you see many Bigfoots and also the translucent ones ready to seize a human. I guess that's a fair statement. I mean, yeah, there's some that are semi-translucent, and I do believe that some species of Sasquatch are out there in the world that will take a human, be it child or female or males, whatever, depending on whether they think they're a food source or I don't know. It almost seems like they would take them as a pet. Like if they would take a small human as a pet, right? I mean, we take dogs and cats all the time, little kittens and stuff. We take them away from their mothers. I don't think that they are that far separated from the animal community that it wouldn't be that strange for them to take a little baby human as a pet. I mean, I could be crazy, you know, there, but I think that's a possibility. Looks like a Kathy Westerman right here. Look the amount of camouflage is crazy. Like look, you see the eye right here, and the nose structure here, and the mouth structure here. But this creature is almost, I mean, I don't want to say completely, but almost completely camouflaged with its environment. So, let me point out something else here, Kathy. And again, I don't want to get too deep in pareidolia, but It just, let me cut out the other guy. It just looks like an eye here, and a mouth here, and a nose here that are a little strong, you know, a little strong to be pareidolia. Because if I feel it's pareidolia, I'll call it out. I'll tell you. But I mean, this one just, I don't know. It just seems a little different, you know. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. It does kind of look like Easter Island, uh, like the face, you know. Looks like Rebecca Rollison and Teddy. Get a better angle on it. There we go. Looks like a little bit of eye makeup right here, which could be mud or something else. Nose structure, mouth structure, eyes right there, cone-shaped head. Kathy Westerman here. Kathy Westerman Bigfoot World. Check them out on Facebook and YouTube if you have not already. All right, guys, we are on the 2.5 hour mark, and I appreciate everyone joining us. We will be back in 2 weeks and hopefully have a new video out for you guys this weekend. Thank you. Big shout out to Bigfoot World. Check them out on Facebook and YouTube. Also, Diesel in New Jersey, available on Facebook and I believe on YouTube as well. So go like and subscribe. Monsters from Maine, Scott Loomis, Florida Bigfoot, Billy. Please go like all of their pages and their channels. You'll get some great Bigfoot, content out of it. So thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Diesel. I'm going to say goodnight for the evening. And I hope you guys enjoy yourselves over the weekend. And we'll see you back here, same Sasquatch place, same Sasquatch time. All right. Having a good night, guys. J Mac, and I'm out.